Speed Channel welcomes you to Watkins Glen, New York, where today the NASCAR Winston Cup Series squares off in qualifying for Sunday's Sirius at the Glen on NBC. Welcome back to Watkins Glen, where the first car is on track, and here is a look at practice speeds. Jeff Gordon at the top of that list, as you would expect.
Marty?
One of the big bullets for Greg Biffle to dodge. Jeff Gordon, second fastest in that practice, but an impressive lap by the young man. Can you make a run at it?
No, that's real impressive. I figured it was going to take a little bit faster than what we ran in practice, and, I hope that we could step it up. But this is one of those tracks where if you've got a shot at the pole, you have to make a decision, because if you go for it, you're risking possibly, slowing down a lot, hitting a curb, wheel hop, something like that. If you're nice and smooth, and you've got a good car, you probably end up top 5 somewhere. So I think I'm just going to fill it out in the first couple corners. I'm going to attack them hard. If it feels good there, then yeah, we're going to try to bring it back and put the car on the pole. But guys have done an awesome job preparing this car. We came up here and tested, and we haven't really been good enough to win or sit on poles here the last couple of times we've been here. And real proud of those guys, all the guys back in the shop for job well done. Let's see if I can go out there and make it all happen now.
Robbie Loomis told me this morning that test was very beneficial, learned a lot, and really helped them gain speed. That's what they feel like they've been lacking here in the last few road course races, just plain speed.
Well, if there is a favorite here, it would be Jeff Gordon.
And when I left and went up the S's, I says, this guy right here is crazy. He is crazy.
And what did you say after you saw his time? I heard you said, phew.
Yeah, I did. I could barely catch my breath because I didn't know if he beat me at first because I saw the 864, but he just tried a little bit too hard. He'd have beat me hands down if he wouldn't have got those wobbles. So he's got a pretty good car.
Mark, it's hard, too, because you only get the one lap, right? Can't correct your mistakes.
Well, hey, I didn't want another lap. Gordon may beat us both there, but, my lap wasn't perfect, but it was faster than I thought it was going to be. See, I thought I was hoping for 11.3, even though I did run 11.1 in the test, and I ran 11.29 in Biffle's car in the test. And then we came back with a lot more motor. We got good stuff, got good horsepower, good cars, and Biffle got a better lap, and the 24 is capable of beating both those laps. We'll see what he does here.
We'll tell him to hold their breath, Dave,
That's
because
right.
Jeff Gordon is headed for the finish line.
On track now, Mike.
Yeah, we're going to know here in about 8 to 10 seconds whether Jeff Gordon's smooth or, as Mark Martin puts it, just crazy, like Greg Biffle.
We're not trying to keep you in suspense. We've lost our Sport Vision pace chase, and Gordon takes the pole.
I was going to say Greg Biffle has now lost the pole. Minute 10:79. That breaks the old track record that Dale Jarrett actually holds by over a second.
And it was a pretty smooth lap. I saw one little bobble in the middle of the bus stop, but it was just to correct his angle. And other than that, wow.
It's going to be a tough one to beat right there.
Jeff Gordon is now fastest at Watkins. Here's Dave.
And, Jeff, I heard Mark describing the same thing to you he told us, which was he backed out a little bit on his lap. Did you hit every mark the way you wanted to?
Well, it's funny how your mindset starts playing games with you when you go into it, because you've got a car that's really fast, but if you push it to the limits, you can take it over the limits and get yourself in trouble. So first couple corners, I pushed it hard, and it skated around a little bit on me. We tried to tighten it up, and the guys did an awesome job on the DuPont Chevrolet today by tightening it up, because the track seems as if it's freed up a little bit, and I think that helped us a lot. But I got 3/4 of a lap nailed, and I was really happy with it. The last 2 turns, I started thinking about, okay, I know I've got a really good lap here. Don't mess it up. And I still think sometimes that makes you get a little bit too conservative. So those last 2 corners I may have given up a little bit on. But one of my guys said we're going to run in the 70s, and I said, yeah, well, I don't know about that. So to run in the 70s, get a good solid lap like that, couldn't be happier.
And looking at how everyone is or isn't picking up today, do you think this can hold?
Oh, I don't know. There's just so many good guys here. Guys at the road courses can surprise you, and you just never know who's going to do it. I just know that's the best lap that we've ever run here by far, and I'm going to be happy with it. A guy on the track right now certainly could do it, and we just, watch and see, but we know we're going to be really solidly in the top 5.
And we're not surprised to see him at the top. Jeff looking for his second pole here at Watkins Glen. Mike?
It would be his 5th road course pole overall if it holds up, but Tony Stewart may have something to say about that. Here's what Jeff Gordon commented to Mark Martin when he first climbed out of the car after his run.
God, I'm like, it's like I wanted to go for it, but I was so afraid I'm gonna mess it up.
I messed it up by not. I got so slow coming into the bus stop that I had to accelerate through it. You know, I had to go through it. I stopped before I got there, and that messed my whole thing.
And then what happens to me is I get 3/4 of the lap really good, and I go, okay, don't mess up. Start slowing down.
They're just having a lot of fun right now, I think.
Well, I think too, Larry, that's part of the fun of coming here is it's different from the day game, you know, from their usual oval track routine. And yeah, when you're running as well as they are, it's fun.
Jimmy Johnson was 27th fastest in practice. Your car owner has set the fast lap of the day. Did you get any tips before you came out here, Jimmy?
I've been trying to get a lot of tips from him from their test.
Is he charging for those, or is he giving them out free?
No, he's giving them out. I'm just not being able to make it work for me. We started out with his setup, you know, what he's been obviously extremely fast with, and I put it in there, and it was so tight for me that I was 3 seconds off the pace. We put our setup in it, and now we're 2 seconds off the pace. So at least we picked up with our normal setup. I don't know what's going on. I think I might be overstopping the car. I don't know. There's a lot of things going on in my head, but
Jeff Gordon has won the Bud Pole. Marty is with the Bud Pole winner.
And I know there's a part of him that's very happy to be on the pole, but Jeff, I know there's also a part of you that feels it's more critical to have that track position on Sunday. How important will that be?
Man, I tell you what, I've never felt so much tension and drama in there. Because of the rain, I was just so afraid it was going to rain, and what a great effort by this DuPont team. I couldn't be more proud of everybody that has worked to pick up our pace from the last couple of races that we've been here. We came up here and tested it. It paid off. You know, last week at Indy was one of the most frustrating days we'd ever had on qualifying day, and I had hoped that the test that we did up here, because we didn't test at Indy, would pay off, and it certainly has today.
How much of this is an exercise, and Greg Biffle coming over to say congratulations, and also that he's mad at you for beating his lap? How much of this Sunday is an exercise of road course racing talent and car versus pit strategy, which seems to have played the role here and the deciding factor in the last few races?
Yeah, I think everywhere we go these days, track position is important, but I guess on a road course it's probably the most important. It is very hard to pass on these tracks, you know, because of the length of the track. The cars get really spread out, and the pit strategy is just so much different here. You pretty much you go until you have to come in. You know, when the caution comes out, yeah, it makes you think a little bit, but let's just hope fuel mileage isn't an issue and we just go out there and race real hard and you know, take what we learned at the test and apply it. This was half the battle, sitting on the pole, and I'm pumped. I'm excited. I didn't know if we were going to hold them off. That was a great lap that Greg had, and you know, to get in the 1070 was really awesome, but this is only half the battle. Now we got to get it going for the race.
Second pole of the year. The other one came at Martinsville, where he won the race. Mike?
Fifth road course pole for Jeff Gordon, and Marty, go console Greg Biffle. He is the best rookie qualifier this season. For Marty Snyder, Dave Burns, Larry McReynolds, Mike Choi congratulating Jeff Gordon on his fifth Winston Cup road course pole. You'll see the Sirius at the Glen on NBC Sunday.